Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, it's recording. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Everything's recording. Not necessarily everything's going to be on the video, but we are. Okay. All right. Anyways, all right. Woo! Welcome to Frankie Says It All. All right, guys. Today, this is my first podcast. I'm going to let everybody know I have not got a clue of what I'm doing. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know a whole lot of anything. But what I know is I want to make a change in the world, and I think the way to make a change is through opening up and talking about it. I know that part works in life. So, anyways, this first week, I'm introducing DREK, and that is the lead singer is my best friend, Scott Burnett. And the reason why I chose to do them first is because they're giving me rights to their music. Ain't going to be probably any of their music on this one. Maybe I'll be able to attach something to it, but I'm going to use it as the opening and the intro for this podcast. So, anyhow, Scott, what's up, my man?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Good, good. And John, how you doing, my man?
How are you?
Yeah, that's the guitarist, man, and he's pretty good on it. And so, Tyler, what's up, man?
What's up?
All right, and that's the drummer. And let me tell you what, Tyler, if any of you all have followed them in any kind of way, shape, or form, you know Tyler has got it for real. I do love this band. I've tried to go see them live like too many times, but since I've changed my life, I end up going to bed around 9 o'clock at night. So it don't work out when they're on stage at 9. So anyhow, I want to get into this, Scott. Like, how did DREK get started?
Well, DREK was actually started before me. I'll let John tell the story after me.
Really high school, around sophomore year was 96-ish. Started with a couple of guys, and I think we started out as hostile. We were just playing in his bedroom, mom's basement, a bunch of teenagers, no singer. Didn't have a singer for years. Until we hooked up with him. I came to a party, like we were going to play some party. I don't remember whose party, Kyle Hill?
Yep.
Kyle Hill party. And we're just there jamming, and he comes up and starts freestyling. We're like, oh, holy shit. So that's where it started, pretty much, just when he joined. And then we started figuring out that we knew each other. It's like I grew up a block from where he grew up.
Right,
And
right.
We never knew we knew each other.
So you are the only original member.
The very original.
But then,
Once
so
it became DREK, it was with him.
okay, so DREK actually,
Yeah.
it did begin with the just two of you.
Yeah, two of you.
Yeah, you have switched out drummers and okay. So like this is information I know. I was in prison when you guys got this thing kicking off, and I walk home and come to see Scott. You know, and in high school we were in band and played drums. And Scott was pretty good. You know, so it didn't surprise me. He said, "Yeah, I got a band. Why don't you come down?" And I come down and my best friend's a vocalist, and I'm like, what the? Like, for real, it like blew me to the storm. You know, he's not even the drummer. I'm like, dude, what happened? You know,
He's an unlikely singer.
you know, but Scott, like, he does a good job. Like, it's good. It's not bad vocals at all. I just never knew it, you know. And
Me either. I think John brought it out of me. Just hearing his guitar and their style, man, it drew me in, and I couldn't let him perform without a singer.
Right.
I mean, not in front of our friends.
Right. I
The
get
old place we
that.
played back then, just at parties and stuff.
Right. You know, so anyhow, how many years later that you came in?
Oh, it was a while.
A long while.
A long while.
Tell them how you found out
Yeah.
about it.
So I found out about them when I was like 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
I went to their CD release party for Happens at Aftershock, and it was my first ever local show that I'd ever seen. And I just vivid memory of like 2 seconds into Dirt Roads, which they opened with Dirt Roads. 2 seconds into it, some fight happened, and then the show abruptly stopped. And then the police came and wheeling some dude out on a stretcher, and then a fight broke out over top of him.
Well, that's a good way to come into it, right?
Well, and so they asked if there was any younger kids in the crowd that wanted to get up on stage where it might have been safer, and I was one of those kids that got up there with them. And then in like 2019, 2020, sometime around there, Scott had posted they were looking for percussion, and I just messaged him on Facebook and was like, I play percussion. And then I came and jammed, and it's been here since.
Been here ever since. That's right on, man. That's right on. And it's really odd because, like, I didn't ever know John, you know, and he didn't live far from me either, you know, and I never knew Tyler, but my daughter knows his mom, you know what I mean? So this was all, it was the way it all just kind of comes together. It's pretty cool. So how many albums you guys got?
3 at the moment.
3.
And
And,
full length and
Full length of 2 EPs.
okay, right on, right on, right
A
on.
couple singles, or a single. Revelation.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
that single, that's right. We did
Now,
a single.
now this is what I think is big. All right, you guys a couple weeks ago got to go into Lansing Penitentiary,
Yeah, that
and
was-
I just think that is so super awesome. And I've heard something about a video inside the prison. I don't know.
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah,
Something like that might happen.
that would be cool. Like, dude, you guys, I watched the video, man, that you guys put out there. Of course, I couldn't go into Lansing this time, you know. Thank God. But you know, I watched it. You guys, you know, looked like it was a pretty good deal. So, and I can tell you from the other side of the perspective, man. Even if it didn't seem at all times, and all those guys weren't appreciative. Even if they didn't like your music.
They were very
They
appreciative.
were very on. Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah, because
Shook
dude,
every hand that was there.
everything
Sit there in
that
line,
we
shake
can
hands.
get, you know, from the outside going in, dude, all the inmates they appreciate all of it, you know,
Yeah, it's a
even if they're not
wonderful
into it,
conversation
you know,
these days.
it's a big thing, and so I think that was so just really cool too, man, because you know, you guys don't mind me like just being open, right?
No, go.
Okay, you know, so Scott, me and you, we grew up together. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
since kindergarten, preschool.
Yeah.
It was since preschool, and so we've had a lot of good times together. We've had a lot of bad times together, and we've had a lot of
Learning experiences, I call it.
And so, you know, Scott, you know, this is part of the reason why I'm also starting off with my best friend in his band. You know, I am a recovering meth addict and coke, and pretty much just whatever, pretty much all drugs. But throughout all of my history with that comes with a lot of crap, and you know, it just, you guys understand how the psychosis works and everything else. Well, this guy here has dealt with it the whole time. And he's, every time I've came back, like, you know, I just tell him, like, Scott, I screwed up. You know, and he'd shake his head at me, but I'd be welcomed right back in as if I never left. You know what I mean? And that is a support that in somewhere, somehow, some way, it made a change in my life. You know what I mean? Because he's just always been a good friend to me, even though we've had arguments and dude, whatever, but dude, Scott's been there with me forever, man, and you know, like, so that's to also show you, like, you know, these mosh bands or hard rock or whatever they want to call themselves today. Dude, those guys got hearts too, man. They're not, you know, it's not all, you know, Kill Bill. You know what I mean? You know, this is a good dude. And Tyler also, you know, over the last probably 6 years, has dealt with me and his mom. Dude, Dana, she's so awesome, dude. Like, I ain't got to lie to you. His mom is
We all agree
super
with that.
Yeah, she's bad.
yeah, you know, Dana, you are cool, and you get, you know, like 20 thumbs up from me, you know, but like these are the people that helped me get through, and you guys aren't going to hear my whole story today or anything like that, but it's going to come out in bits and pieces throughout all of my different podcasts. But it's also, you know, like you and Scott, though, I know he went through a rough time, you know what I mean, and he was there, and I'd like to hear what did you do to overcome it? To not let it take you and swallow you, you know?
Man, to be honest, pretty much my band and my kids. Like, that's, you just got to focus on the positive things in your life, and kind of brush that other shit off. And it's easy to say, hard to do. But you know, I'm not perfect. I still like to have my fun and do my stuff, but I'm a lot smarter about it, and definitely not doing the stupid shit that I was doing when I was younger when I made stupid mistakes. My stupid mistakes are different now.
Right on. Yeah, they cost a lot more money. Anyhow, yes, and you know, like, I will say this too, man, like, and I know this from personal experience with Scott, man, and I tell every person that I've ever brought over here, that's one of the first things I tell them is, dude, the dude's super cool, but watch how he is with his kid. You know, like, Scott's a dad, man, like, he's a dad that's there, he's involved, he does things, you know what I mean? So, you know, this is just a kind of like, I know a lot of people that's going to be watching my podcast, you know, you might not even like this type of music at all, you know what I mean? But you would get like this stigma in your head of the guys that are like that or like this. And I'm just trying to say that they're not, man. You know what I mean? They're not. And, you know, this band here, you know, they are on the border of going somewhere, like, for real, somewhere with it. And I like their music. I don't like all of it, but he's got a few songs and he knows I love them. You know, and even with me liking a different genre, because, you know, I'm more into a rap-ish kind of country rap thing, you know, and they're into this metal, but I still can get into some of the music.
I actually listen to anything and everything.
Yeah, he does. Scott's been turning me on to stuff that I'm like, who the hell is this?
I have a lot of influences that come through my music, and then there's a lot that don't.
Right, it's just music, yeah.
A lot of the music I listen to takes me back to my childhood. A lot of old country and classic rock that I remember family memories.
Yeah.
And I was turned on to so many different genres of music by different family members that it's just everything's got a memory.
Yeah.
And I don't ever let that go. It's all good.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer in music, because music is, dude, it's the only thing that's ever soothes my soul, and it's also, it's just everything. Like, if I need to get away, I can just get wrapped up in, you know, whatever. It don't even have to be a certain type. Just get wrapped up in the song, man. So I get that. John, like, so how old was you when you started playing guitar?
I was 10.
You talk like you're like one of the kids on YouTube playing Megadeth.
No, I think I started with, when I first started, it was with this old man,
Uh-huh.
and it was a blues and jazz band. Loved him to death. I spent 5 years with him, I think, until I figured out, like, oh, I can write my own stuff. Like, I think I'm good. Thank you. Still stayed in touch with him until he died. He died a couple years ago, 90-something. Super cool dude. He was playing shows up until he died.
Oh, right on, right on.
His buddies just doing like steel guitar and stuff. But then, yeah, I started writing middle school-ish.
What would you say, like, you know, the famous people that you listen to?
Back then, a big influence was Jimi Hendrix, guitar player.
Yeah.
I grew up with 2 sisters, so I really didn't know rock for a while. All I heard was like Madonna and shit. So once I found rock, I think it was Metallica. Like, as soon as they started showing up on MTV and stuff,
Right.
I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Then I got into rock and started writing my own stuff. Obviously, first things I was writing was like ballads for girls I had crushes on at school.
Is that on one of their albums?
No, I ain't bringing those back.
John like is a dick. It starts out really soft and then it gets hard.
That's
Yeah.
how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I dig him. I think he's a great musician. You start talking to him, he don't see himself that way, but dude, he rocks, dude. He's good, man. My brother, he agrees. Tom's always like, dude, that guitarist, I love him. You know? And, so, you know, that's that. So, Tyler, when did you start drumming?
Oh, man.
Birth.
Yeah, pretty much.
He came out swinging.
I mean, I don't. As early as I can remember, I would always try. My dad was a drummer before me. My drum set was actually my dad's drum set from like high school and college.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, there's pictures of him playing at Washburn University in the jazz band on that drum set right there.
Right on,
So as
man.
long as I can remember, you know, there was always drums out, and he showed me how to do a couple things from when I was very, very young, and it just kind of stuck with me. and I was self-taught for a lot of it, leading up to when I actually started band in elementary school, and I played percussion there. I learned a couple things, but then I just played by ear, taught myself by ear a lot of the stuff that I learned, just playing along to like Kiss when I first started learning drum set, Kiss and AC/DC, simplest drum beats ever, but it gets you in the feeling. And then I went to college for music education, and I learned how to play and write some way different styles of percussion and just music in general. And I worked at high school writing drumline music and stuff, and so I just my whole life pretty much.
Now, are you still a teacher with Mason?
No, I don't work with them anymore. I stopped probably about 2 to 3 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did it for about 5 years. I was the percussion coordinator there.
Yeah, and so I mean that's just this is like you're putting this band together, and then once you listen to their music, and then you hear this, you're just kind of like, these are just normal people, man. You know what I mean? And so
We all have jobs.
yeah, everybody works. You know what I mean? And everybody's doing good. And for the most part. What was it that what do you think is taking you guys to the next level? Because you guys went from just playing at like somebody's party or something, but now like you're playing with VIVO and all these other places. I mean, you guys went down to Oklahoma, I don't know how many years. You know what I mean? And that's
I mean, just making connections over the years and following through with them and traveling and
constantly improving your music.
Constantly improving, being
Especially
honest.
live.
we practice relentlessly, nonstop, every
Yeah.
chance we get. I mean, it's dedication. You gotta,
Yeah.
just gotta always push.
Right.
We've
Takes a
been
long
through a
time.
lot in the last few years, man.
Sometimes you're lucky.
And I think we traveled more this year than we ever have before, right?
Yeah. At least me.
Yeah,
more than I
distance
travel.
wise, for sure.
So then let's kind of go into this. You guys got one more member. He's not here. He's out of town, and that's the bassist. I don't know if one of you guys want to tell a little bit about him.
Tyler found Jason and brought him into our world.
Yeah.
Tell the story.
Yeah, so we were looking for a bass player, and I had a friend that I worked with at the time I was telling him about how we were looking for a bass player and whatnot, and he was like, "Oh man, you need to come out to Westport Bowery," or
Flea market.
it was Westport something. It wasn't the flea market, but there was a bar there that used to have open jam nights.
The brewery?
It wasn't the brewery. It was I can't remember what it was called. I only went once, but it was like a huge deal in the city, and it was getting ready to close. So I went for the last 2 nights. And the first night, I saw Jason up on stage, and we were both pretty inebriated at this point. And I was seeing him up there, and I was like, I could tell that it's blues and jazz. I was like, I could tell he wants to rock. And so I got with him, and I was like, hey man, you should come jam with us and see what's up. And it took a little convincing, but eventually he was like, yeah. And then he came out, and
He was out of town, you know.
yeah, it was just John and I the first time he came over, and man, Jason grew on us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I love Jason, man.
Yeah,
He came in and
he's
was
cool,
literally-
man.
he was
Yeah.
literally taking notes
Yeah.
while we were standing there.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Nobody even Jason.
Well, that's cool.
Jason was in
Alright.
college.
Hey, it didn't work because the next time he came back, his notes paid off. Because
Yeah.
he got better with every
He
practice. He
actually
was
tried.
Yeah.
show ready within
Yeah,
3-4
yeah,
practices.
because we were gonna wait to put him on a show, and then we had one come up that we couldn't miss, and we were like, well, Jason, guess what?
Time to
guess
go.
what? Time to play.
That's so awesome, man, because he's an awesome dude. I really wish he could have been here today, too. So we're going to go ahead and just, we're going to wrap this up. When's your guys' next show and where?
VIVO, December 7th.
December 7th.
Leavenworth.
Yeah, Leavenworth, Kansas,
On
VIVO,
Choctaw.
And-
Second Choctaw.
206, Choctaw.
Just
The
so
old
you
high
guys
end
all
brewery.
know, if you're going to listen to DREK,
Right by the top shop.
you're going to wait till like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think we're opening.
I'm pretty sure we're opening this
Oh,
week.
you're opening that one.
Yeah.
Dude, I like
You'll get to see us.
hear it. Yes, right on. That'll come right before me getting up my hamburger, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired.
They do have great fucking hamburgers.
Yeah,
They do.
got
They
great
serve
food.
great food there.
You'll get
man.
to experience DREK the next morning.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe
yes.
2 days after.
Because like I've got to watch them once. It was what, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, and then I came over and I just come in and step in, listen, play a song or two on their practice, take off. You know what I mean? So I've got to hear them, but I haven't heard.
It's different live.
Yeah, I haven't heard where they're at now in a while. So I'm excited. I'm gonna do everything I can to be there, which I'm sure I will be. Now do you guys like out there, man, for like people out there? Because my podcast is going to be about making a change. Like any kind of advice that like you just say, hey, dude, this is what it takes, man. You know what I mean, or what?
Always chase your dreams and don't let your nightmares interrupt you.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So yeah, and I got to bring up one more thing too. I have to bring this up. Back when every time I would go back to Scott, the thing that really got me was you just looked at me and said, you know, everybody's got a vice, you know, and that's true. We all got them, you know. And if you don't think you got one out there. So just some of ours are worse than others, you know what I mean? So we're gonna end this podcast, man, and I'm gonna be trying to get this out there. Hopefully, it should be aired Monday or Tuesday. We'll see what's happened. If it's late, it's by next Friday or Saturday. So make sure you guys are all up there at VIVO. It's out in Leavenworth.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys at Scott's show. All right. Peace out. Later.
Thank you. Yep. I got slippy fingers. All clear, Ding.
I see him coming like,
Oh, shit.
it went all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be easy to edit, especially if you're talking cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be